We are back, baby. Finally.
There's so okay, like there's so much that goes into two cameras, two artists. Like that alone is a problem
And
in
the
terms
internet
of
not working. Yeah.
and two extreme time zone differences, two countries, actually four cameras. Did I say four cameras? And on top of that, art supplies, coffee that needs to be hot.
It's a wonder we
A lot.
even made it. It's a wonder we even made it today.
Mhm. That's how worth it is.
It
That's
is. We missed us, didn't we?
I missed us. I really
Yeah,
did.
I did too. Uh,
Here we
And I
are.
have and I want you to know I've had messages from people saying, "Hey, are you doing another Jen and Tam?"
Here we are.
I know. Here we are, everyone. We're back.
And I'm going to light my candle. Look at this beautiful
Yeah.
candle I have.
Oh wow.
Is
Part
it
what inside
amethyst?
of an amethyst? Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like it's double extra healing in
yes.
here when you light
Beautiful.
it. Mm.
Lovely.
Okay, set the stage. I have a bit of a reading for us.
Nice one.
And I have two things today. And we're going to focus in today on our pearl nervous systems.
Yes. That was my request.
And I said, yes, I can definitely use some time with that. Oh, anyway, so I have a poem, and then I'm going to do a short reading from Circle of Stones.
Nice one.
And then we'll do a bit of a check-in. Okay, here's the poem. It's called How to Pray by a woman named Lori Wagner. And I found it in my book, Circle of Stones, because look how many like pages of folded up things I have in here. This is one of
Mhm.
them. So I must have read it at some type of circle. How to Pray. Oh no, it's Annalise Gelman. That's who wrote it. Sorry. Bless the unglamorous panties, crusted with blood, the smear of lotion around the bottle's cap. Bless the discount bubble bath and the unrinsed robe of dead skin. House of Leaves, back to back with Calvin and Hobbes, with Anne Frank's diary in between. Wacky camping jokes, glasses that are smudged, pens uncapped. Bless the expired, unfinished to-do list, the crooked painting, flecks of spit on the bathroom mirror. Bless the ugly, the uncinematic. Let this be the year of the rough draft, of waking up with morning breath and no makeup, of calling our moms. Bless the razor I've used to shave my armpits for 3 weeks straight. The stain on my winter coat. Bless the winter coat and its broken zipper and weird pointy hood. Bless the actual slug that once crawled from my bike helmet to my face in the pasta aisle. Bless that face. Then and now, your face. Pimples, sweat, regrettable facial hair. The cheap pink plastic flower shaped lamp that I salvaged from the dumpster and nailed to the wall, nonetheless glowing.
Mm.
It's a little gritty, isn't it?
It's a little, what did you say?
A little gritty, gritty,
Greedy. Greedy?
gritty,
Oh,
gritty.
gritty. Sorry, yes, yes, yes. This is
I
the
like that.
accent. The accent difference. Very gritty.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the poem you read last time.
Oh, I can't remember what I read last time.
It was the lady that was ugly, and we had to like
Oh, the old
love
hag.
her. Yeah, that one. It has a
The theme.
similar theme in a way. You know, like accept the dark, the difficult, the and but not just accept it, but bless it.
Bless it. We've moved on this time to blessing it. Yeah.
Nice. I like that, and I think it's very beautiful. Like I think it's nice. The message of love and accept everything. It's very kind of Buddhist
Mhm.
in a way. You know, it's Zen. It's very Zen. It's very accept what is, so surrender to what is, but not just surrender. Bless it as well and
Mm.
appreciate it, I suppose.
Like,
Yeah.
for example, I just took a sip of this coffee and the milk had made a skin and it flapped down on my face. And I'm okay with that today. Yeah, the milk skinned on my coffee, and when I went to sip it, it flapped down on my chin, and I am just gonna bless that.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm not going to try to change it.
Very beautiful though.
I
I think
don't
that's
think I'm going to do a reading from this. I feel like
oh,
that poem is standalone. Um, okay, I'm going to do one short one.
okay.
Instead of a paragraph, I'll do the this refrain at the end of the chapters is always the same, and it starts with how might your life have been different? So here it is for today. How might your life have been different if, as a young woman, there had been a place for you, a place where you could go to be with women, a place for you when you had feelings of darkness, and maybe there was another woman somewhat older who was with you, who would be with you until you spoke your pain and your anger and your sorrow. And if you had spoken until you had understood the sense of your feelings, how they reflected your own nature, your own deep nature, crying out in the darkness that is struggling to be heard. And what if, after that, every single time you felt darkness, you knew that a woman would come and be with you, would sit quietly by as you went into your darkness, listened to your feelings, and brought them to birth. So that over the years, companioned by a woman, you learned to no longer fear the darkness, but to trust it as a place you could meet your own deep nature and give it a voice. How would your life be different if you trusted your own darkness?
Mm. Mm.
Is that the same one I read last time? It might be.
No,
Oh,
no, but you do have interesting themes. I find it interesting how I find that you have repetitive you have themes clearly because they speak to you. So it's interesting for me to see a red thread going through the poems that you select. It's quite interesting.
darkness,
No,
shame.
but also darkness, baby, but also wanting to be supported by women in particular.
Oh, yes, that's my
Yes,
life's
yes.
work. That is my healing journey. Yeah, because
Mm.
I'm much more comfortable with men
Oh, okay, yeah, same. Yeah, so
and
I
it's
mean,
work for
men,
me.
for me, it's fine either person. So I don't have a particular thing about I want to have a women's group, for instance. I just want to have a group of people that are nice to me, men, women, or whatever. You know,
See, I would
and
join a men's group if they'd have me, but my work, my healing work is to be with women.
oh, interesting. This is really interesting. I'd like to know more about that because you have mentioned before I have a women's group or I go to this group, and then you're reading this poem. I'm very intrigued by that
Hmm.
because I've always been a bit sort of again, I'm just want to be around people who are
Kind.
kind. If they're male, female, non-binary, trans, I don't really care the gender as long as you're nice to me and kind.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of people that really want, have a connection or a attraction to being with the same gender.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, for me, it is from being sexually abused by my mother. That is like,
Oh, I
so
see.
when that happened for me growing up, and I had a sister who I really was afraid of most of my life. So I was much safer with men. And that
Got you.
isn't
That's
typical for people.
no,
Like
that's very
usually these are the
atypical.
opposite.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I at some point in my journey I realized I really need to learn to get comfortable and trust women
Oh,
and
totally. That makes a
with
lot of
them.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
No,
the
so
reason.
it sounds like you're healing your relationship to women almost.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
That's right.
Because I
Yeah, I
love
get that.
all the people. And I
Yeah,
know when I'm
yeah,
with women and let myself open up, I
yeah,
and have that experience of being held and safe and
yeah.
nurtured
That's
by a safe woman. Oh my God, it's profound
totally
for me.
that's totally
Yeah.
understandable. Like that makes so much sense. Like
Yeah.
obviously. That
Yeah.
you that's the whole mother wound, like loads going on there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
girl,
Wow.
it goes on, but I won't get into it any more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna
We
check
just
in.
yeah.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
that's right.
do our basic check in, which is right now in this moment, let's go inside and see how we feel. So come out of our heads fear, anger, sad, shame, joy. And whoever wants to go first.
Is that the only three emotions I'm allowed to share?
Well, we could do that is what so many people say, and I said it too when I was first introduced to this. And what my therapist said back to me was, you can share other things, but they probably link back to that, and we often want to share things that are an emotion.
But I think there's so many more emotions that they often link back to it. What about like contentment? It's not joy so much.
Joy.
No, but
Well,
it
how
isn't.
about, yeah, you can
Joy
share
for me feels
anything.
effervescent and loud, and I'm more
Yeah.
like at peace. Do you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
just chill. But anyway, I'm happy
Okay,
to
go with any
lean
feeling you
towards.
want.
Right, okay.
Any feeling. I don't
Okay,
want
okay.
to cage you in. I'm going to
What?
stick
Is
with
this
my
the only
five,
three?
otherwise I go in my head.
Fine, fine, cool, cool.
Okay, I'll
You
start.
go.
How about that? My name is Jennifer, and I feel some fear, joy that we have tripped and tripped and tripped and tripped, and we're still doing it. Um, Fear, joy. I don't feel sad. I don't feel angry. I don't have shame, right? Well, I always have a bit of shame, a bit of shame. And I'm in. That's where I'm at.
Okay. So my name's Tam. Is
Hmm.
that how it works? I have
Hmm.
not done this circle stuff yet, or whatever it is.
Hmm.
I feel I have a buzzing energy here, but it's a mix of happy because we're back together, and
Hmm.
also just connected to just oh, this is not working, that's not working. Just a little bit like frustration, maybe, or nervous anxiety around, oh no, that broke down, or this, the internet didn't work, that some sort of nervousness.
Hmm.
Is that, what is that? Is that fear? Does that lead back to fear now? Nervous?
Sounds like
Well,
fear.
I don't think so. I don't think you can distill them all down to either fear, anger, or whatever you said, I think. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's up
That's
to
what
you.
I'm,
They're your
yeah,
feelings. They get to be up to you.
thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
Nervous.
yeah,
We'll
so
say
mix up
nervousness.
just sort of on edgeness, and that's actually funny because that's the my nervous system stuff that I'd love to discuss today.
That's what we're going to talk about today. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, here we are. We're in. And the reason that we say our first name isn't because we don't know who each other is,
Mhm.
but the ritual around it or the background around it is to get in touch with Jennifer outside of who I am as a married person or who I am as part of my family of origin, the part of me that belongs to me. That's why
Oh,
we only say our first name.
yeah.
Isn't that
Oh,
nice? I know.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we did a reading, we done our little check-in. I thought you gave me the idea to talk about our nervous system, and I thought, oh, such good timing because um, I've been thinking about it a lot. Probably because I get myself ramped up. And you said something to me. I hope it's okay that I share it because I was like, that's me. I
Mm,
did not think I was an anxious person,
mm.
but it's because I've been anxious my whole life that I didn't recognize it as
You don't notice
beat
it, yeah.
up. Like that, I've been buzzing on trauma my whole life.
Yeah,
And what's more foreign to me is coming down.
yeah. Same. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm learning about my own nervous system as we speak. And at first, I went on this journey of trying always to soothe my nervous system, which I thought was the goal. But today, I'm going to introduce a new concept, which is about just being with. Yeah. So I'm going to read you a little short thing that is from a psychologist. Okay. Emotions can feel overwhelming, often lingering much longer than expected. A single frustrating moment of embarrassment could replay for hours, for example. However, in reality, the initial emotional reaction itself lasts 90 seconds. Anything beyond that is fueled by our mental engagement. This idea comes from neuroscientist Dr. Jill Taylor, who discovered that when an emotional response is triggered, the brain releases a surge of chemicals, creating physiological sensations like a racing heart, tense muscles, sinking feeling in the stomach. If we do nothing to feed it, this reaction of chemicals will dissipate in 90 seconds. Anything after that is because of our own mental state.
Yep.
Holy crap! If we could survive 90 seconds of the discomfort of that dysregulation, or how would you what would you call it? Like, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
That
triggered, being triggered. Yeah.
being triggered, being on high alert, being upset, like there's a million ways you could describe it.
Mm,
If we could survive that for 90 seconds without doing a single thing to alter it, who knows what could happen? How powerful we could be.
for sure. I mean, one of the big problems is the rumination. So that's what I think with people that have trauma. So if I'll speak for myself,
Yeah.
because of the trauma, I have become a hypervigilant person that's always on the lookout for what's going to come after me next. So the problem isn't the world. The problem is my assumption, which is understandable because I had trauma. So I learned, my system learned, hey, we need to be hypervigilant because shit's happened to us. And if we stay alert and we keep checking and we're on edge, we have sympathetic nervous system on all the time,
Yeah.
will keep us safe. And I've just started to really see that, oh, even though, because you're saying, I don't feel like I'm a hyper anxious person, but I know that because that's my default. But I am always, it's not like I'm always in fight or flight. I'm just
Right.
chronically hyper vigilant, always thinking, what's coming next? What's over there? What's
Ditto.
this? And that's that. And that triggers the sympathetic nervous system, the one, and that causes stress. That's stressful for the body.
Totally.
And
And it's
I
exhausting.
it's exhausting. And I've started because I've been having stomach issues and all sorts of physical issues. Because I've done so much talk therapy, I'm now really looking at physical somatic stuff to
Mm.
help my nervous system to know that it's safe. So before, if you said to me, yeah, have a hot bath, I'm like,
I know.
roll
It
my
feels
eyes.
it always felt a bit trite to me.
Yeah, like it's
Or-
not like and like a bit like, oh really? I need to just meditate or whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm really starting to see like things like deep breathing, for instance. If you do this breathing exercises that literally signal your nervous system you are safe. Humming apparently, if you that vibrates the vagus nerve, and
Right?
that makes your system think you are safe. So it's like physical things that I'm now going because my I can't
Yeah.
logic myself out of these things anymore. I just logic. Might try to logic myself out of things. So literally in the last month or so, I've been going, okay, I really think I need to get. I see my nervous system as some sort of trapped, cornered animal, like a tiger, and it just needs to be gently told, no, you're actually safe.
Yeah.
And that's what I've sort of come to see. And definitely what I agree with you is to be with the stress as well. Always empathy and compassion for the stress it's going through, massively important.
Yeah.
So I look forward to doing the exercise. But also for me, the
Well,
somatic element of it, like the physicality of it, because I'm not someone who goes to the body quickly. I've been one of those people that's gone, yeah, whatever, man, body, my brain, that's where I am at. That's where the party's at. And now I'm like, oh shit, this system, like if I just see it as a cornered animal, then I can really go, okay, I need to just gently approach it with some kindness and some love and some gentle
mhm.
touching or whatever the methods are. So the humming and the deep breathing and the warmth, the water, cold water apparently literally triggers a you are safe, these sorts of things.
Yeah,
So
to all of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So true. And I am a body type person.
Mm.
I like the Enneagram. The Enneagram talks about
Oh,
the personality styles, and I'm one of the styles that is a body-based person. So
oh,
I go to my head last. I probably go to
oh,
my
right.
feelings next and then my head, but I start in my gut feeling body.
Oh,
And yet I haven't been able to use that effectively. Like it's funny, it's like trauma is trauma and it
yeah.
yeah, we become a cornered animal and we get hijacked by our own nervous system, right?
That's right. That's right.
Ready?
Right. So
So
yeah.
what we're
So
going to
what's so the
do,
exercise? So what we were saying was only choose a an emotional issue that is not a big charge for you, unless you really want to and you have support around you.
yes, something
Yeah.
manageable.
Yeah.
And we're going to experiment with just sitting with it for 3 minutes.
Oh, just sitting with it. We're not going to do the
Just
art yet.
not yet. We're just going to sit still because we people, I won't just say women, we people, we want to do something when we get flooded with discomfort.
No. Yeah. Just
And
be
so we're
present. We
not
want to
going
just be
to.
present to it. Sure.
We're just
Yeah.
going to sit with it and just imagine there's a narrator of this play that's about to unfold in you. You can just narrate it if you feel the need to do something. Narrate internally. We're going to be quiet for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Is everybody ready? I'm going to time it. Here we go. Trying to get my timer started. Here we go. Ready? Start. Bring it up. We're halfway. Longest 3 minutes of our lives.
Yeah. Exactly.
Stay with it. Whew. Okay, we're done.
I was like, surely it's done by now. Surely it's done.
That was a long time.
It was, but she said 90 seconds, right? But you chose 3 minutes, right? Is that right? 90 seconds. No,
Isn't 90 seconds 3 minutes?
is it? Okay, maybe. I'm sorry. Hold on. No, you
Is
might be
it?
right.
60?
It's 120.
Oh,
Yeah, we did it much longer. That's okay. Really
math is
hardcore
not my
present.
strength.
No, I thought I could have gone wrong with that one as well.
Okay, well, now we really know how to do it. Now we're
Yeah.
really good. Okay, I am going to switch my camera and we're going to move into the art process to process this.
Yeah. Oh, do you not want to talk about it? You will just process it.
Let's
Maybe
just
that's better.
process it. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
just
Yeah. All
keep it
right. Yeah,
in
yeah,
mind.
that's nice actually, because I'm still with it sort of. I have I have a, let's do both of us our cameras, yeah?
Yeah. And
Cool.
I'm just gonna get upside down.
Yeah, we can edit this out. Oops.
Okay.
Why won't it? It's a bit to be lighter. Well, let me do the same. Share. No, not share. I just need to change camera. That's all I do. Make. Oh, I'm still like,
And
I'm
we're
not
gonna
facing.
use, you can use really anything for this part.
Okay.
I'm gonna use watercolor crayons.
Yeah,
Um,
I have them as well. Yeah.
and pick two colors. We're gonna use a technique that is very good for the nervous system, which is bilateral stimulation, which means doing two things at the same time. So pick one color for each hand and
Mhm.
just go with the colors that speak to you. That now we're going to move into soothing so that we can let go of that charge.
So do we want to choose colors that are soothing or colors that express the pain or either?
I think whatever feels right to you,
Okay. We
I'm
can have
going to go with.
more than one color.
Yeah,
Okay.
two colors.
But
Two,
can I have, sorry, can I have more than,
two for now.
I want more.
I
Okay,
know it's
fine.
very hard.
Okay, fine. I've got two.
I'm having trouble picking. I'm trying not to pick the same two colors I always work with, and
Okay.
which is turquoise and magenta.
Okay.
Same as you, I know.
I love them. Yeah.
That combo, everything ends up being that. Okay, I'm going to go with two shades of green. Okay, so take a deep breath, close your eyes, put both on the page,
Yeah.
one on each page, and just do it with me. We're going to start just doing circles. Keep your eyes closed, and I want you to just feel it instead of seeing it.
Feel circle. Does it have to be circles? Is that
For now, let's do
okay?
circles for now. And as you're doing the circles, think about the concept of wholeness, becoming whole. And now switch to one hand and then the other hand.
Okay.
Let's just keep that going. And imagine that as you're doing this, it's flooding inward through your body, this whole feeling. And it's soothing your body from top to bottom. And in fact, the next deep breath you take, it's going to fill up your mind. Now go the other way, any way you want. And when you feel the edge coming off your body, that sensation, I can feel it happening for me. Can you? Where
Yeah.
are you at?
It's calming somehow, this.
Right?
And I sort of, yeah.
Okay,
Like the feelings from earlier are like sort of dissipating it. Yeah.
yeah, imagine, open your eyes and just see what you're making and imagine putting it all into these two whole parts of you. And now maybe focus on filling in some space with color.
Well, we're opening our eyes.
Yeah, you can open your eyes now.
Okay.
Whew. Okay, so let's shift to something new.
My arms are tired.
Yeah, I'm going to put my hands on it just to feel it for a minute. What I'm compelled to do right now is add water,
Yeah, that'd be
but I'm going
cool.
to use my hands. I'm not going to use a brush. You can
I
use a
would,
brush or your
I would use a
hands.
brush.
I
Yeah, I would
tend
use a brush.
to enjoy painting without a brush to take my
But
bend.
I want the colors to mix as well. Am I allowed to do that?
You can do anything you want. Let's just activate it any way you want.
Okay. Because the
Hold your
wholeness, it
camera
feels
with
to me like,
honey, Tam.
oh, oh, it's just tired. I said it wants me to, hold on, it's coming back. 1 second.
Ooh.
It just sort of times out because I don't touch it. I feel like the colors want to mix because wholeness. We're talking about wholeness. So if we
Hmm.
mix them, then they become whole. They become together.
Yes. What's
So I
coming
want to
to
put.
me is I like to think symbolically when I'm doing art, and symbolically, what I'm getting is these are two colors I almost never choose, but I chose something different on purpose. And it
Uh-huh.
mirrors kind of where I'm at with I'm doing some different things for my nervous system than I ever have done,
Mm.
including just being with it and,
Yes.
and letting go of the idea that I need to hurry up and change it.
Yeah. Why did you choose the colors you chose? So I chose black because I was still having a heavy feeling from before, and I wanted to sort of represent that. And then the pink was the soothing color. So I have black and pink. The pink was meant to represent sort of the soothing and bringing that
Mm,
together. Uh,
nice.
why did you choose yours? Did you have a reason
I
or was it just
didn't at the time have a reason. I just um wanted to get as far away from my two
normal
usual
colors?
colors
Yeah,
as
they
I
were
could.
opposite. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I decided to go mono instead of two opposite or different colors. I would
Yeah,
do two shades, which, you know, it's kind of like the shades of my emotions. Sometimes
yeah,
fear is so in my face, but other times, like you said earlier, it's so just part of my normal. You know, it's in the
yeah,
background all the time.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to use some acrylic inks. Do you have those?
Um,
This
are
is I
those
got
the
this.
same as, oh no, I don't have those, but now
I
we
got
can move to whatever calls you.
Yeah, I want to show you this. Look, this is a
Oh my
really cool
gosh, that's
Liquitex,
beautiful.
and it's fluorescent pink. It's really
Beautiful.
cool. Yeah, I recommend it. It's by
I
Liquitex. I do.
have, you know what
Look
I
how
have
cool.
is my
Ooh, have that little
pencil crayons. Look at this pack. Look at this little
nice.
case I got. I just love it.
Very cool. The case is lovely.
Gonna go with some different shades of green.
I really like the combination of black and pink. It's a recent
Uh-huh.
sorry for the beeps, everybody.
We can't hear your beeps.
Oh, good. Oh, that's probably Zoom is very good with
Very good.
muting background noise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
I love the combination of black and pink as well. And I remember in high school, this is what's coming to me. My mom was a wonderful seamstress and she knit beautiful things. And she knit me a black and pink sweater that I wore for probably 2 decades.
Oh,
I
nice.
loved it so much. I wonder whatever happened to it. You know those pieces of clothing that you love so much,
Yes,
they just
yes.
vanished? What
Weird, isn't it?
happens to them?
Yeah, I think they get either passed on or to like charity shops or something.
Maybe. I'm going with the idea that I love, which is the art is the process and not the product. I might make something that becomes something nice to look at, or I might not.
Yeah.
The colors for me are very settling today.
Grabbing some other paints. Where's my whites?
I like the idea of coming out of a place of being charged up or triggered and right into color and putting it on a page
Mhm.
and not even really thinking about trying to change any of it, just going with whatever feels good.
Yeah.
I need
Yes.
something else. Okay, I'm doing it. I can't help myself. I'm going with the turquoise. Can't help it. Look at that color.
Allowed. Yeah. Is this a
Allowed, yeah.
oh, I might. Oh, you got the darker turquoise. I like the oh yeah, turquoise, of course, the teal. I like the teal.
What's it called on here?
Oh, there is a white
Um,
here.
it's
Mhm.
called marine, aquamarine.
Okay. Stop. Why is it doing this? Do I have to switch the power on or off? I don't know why the camera keeps doing this. It keeps timing out.
Hmm.
No
We have
memory card.
endless
Maybe if
technical
it has a
issues
memory.
today.
I know what I'll do is I'll put a memory card in there. It might just be that reason that I just put something in there, even if we're not recording that.
Well, we can share with people that if we had stopped today with every problem that we've had,
Yeah,
this
that's
would
a
have
really great
never
learning.
come to be.
That's very true. We have not given up trying to do
Yeah.
this. Okay, cool. All right, it should now not give us any more issues.
Oh my gosh, I love this color so much. You know what I'm loving right now? The feeling of just coloring for the sake of coloring and not
Yeah,
trying to make it
nice.
anything. Maybe that goes with the idea of just give it 90 seconds to flush through our bodies and not try to do anything with those awfulness feelings that come along.
Yeah, well, I mean, feeling your feelings, right? It sounds so simple, but it's a revolutionary
Hard.
thing. But because most people just move away, or we are, first of all, biologically, we are programmed to move away from pain, right? We don't, that's a
Mhm.
natural response. And also psychologically, we are not sort of it's understandable, that I feel awful. Let's move towards that. That's not obviously that's not
Right.
a logical response. So you have to kind of actively and mindfully go, hey, I'm feeling awful. Let me sit with that feeling. And when you do sit with that feeling, it does dissipate much more quickly than when you reject it. Because when you reject it, it keeps knocking on your door. It keeps going, hello,
That's right.
um, can you please acknowledge me?
And
And you're
it
like,
gets stronger.
I'm going to eat a cake instead. Thank you. Goodbye. Or whatever your vice is, to ignore it. And then you learn eventually through hard ways that you're better off actually sitting with the feeling. But it's so
Yeah.
natural not to. It's so ingrained
So
to try and
natural.
avoid those awful feelings. My worst feeling is helplessness. I hate helplessness. I will do everything in my power not to feel it. It's my biggest trigger feeling, helplessness, because I'm like, I will be able to fix this. I can fix this. I don't like believing that I can't fix a particular problem.
Yeah.
It's like the worst sensation, and that's my one that I have to learn to sit with, and I just cannot
It's
for the
so
life of
good you
me.
know that. It's making me go, what is mine? And I don't know if I don't know if I know.
I've done a lot of therapy.
Yeah. I I think what's coming to me for today is the feeling of obsessing,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which
The ruminating and the sort of endless.
oh, like I am truly an addict and I am in recovery.
Yes,
Many
you mentioned.
things.
Oh,
And I love sobriety, but there is still an ism, alcoholism or whatever
sure,
your drug of choice is. There is still that ism part of me that can run things.
sure,
Um, when I don't want it to. I want it to be, I want to be free.
sure.
Yeah.
Have you uncovered what your ism was trying to avoid, or what is it trying to achieve? Was it trying to
Ooh,
make you feel? Usually, it's relief. I think they say relief from something. Maybe
yeah.
the rumination, like you said, the ruminating or the obsessing.
Lately, I felt like it's trying to get me to notice how, uh, I mean, I haven't formulated this, so this is off the cuff, how how to trust what is. Like
Yeah,
it kind of wants to take me out of the moment and make something feel exciting or feel better so that I lose the ability to trust what is,
yeah.
if that makes any sense at all.
Totally, totally. I don't trust life at all. I think
Oh,
that's
me
connected
neither.
to the I think that's connected to the hypervigilant anxiety thing that we discussed earlier. So if you again, if you've had trauma and you've learned that you can't trust your primary caregivers or even
Right,
other people, like I had bullying and lots of people, I did not feel safe as a child, basically.
right.
So there's a hypervigilance that comes with that. And why would you trust life? I always say I don't trust life. What do you mean? I people go, oh, trust
It's the
trust
process.
that the universe is looking after you. I'm like, it's not looking after everyone. Have you noticed that? So I'm like, why would it choose to look after me? I would like to believe that, but I don't trust it. I need to be. That's why I'm also a control freak. Because if I can control my life, then I don't have to rely on the universe or other people. So I
Right.
have to let go of control. Like I have to learn to let go of control and be okay with, um, what is and try all that. And I'm better than I used to be, but I feel like it's so ingrained in our nervous systems that it's really hard to undo those patterns because it's sort of just deeply ingrained patterns, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Brain is the
really
big.
is. I'm just gonna bang my glue to open it here.
Okay.
Can you even hear that?
No. So
Really?
interesting. Yeah, Zoom is really good that
Amazing.
way. Yeah. You can hear my bings and I couldn't hear your bangs.
Oh, I cannot get this.
Did you hear my joke?
There we go. Yes, I did.
You couldn't
I
hear
am
my
just
bing.
moving into my favorite thing of all that heals me,
Yeah.
collage.
Yes.
Collage,
Yeah.
collage, collage. Hey, I wanted to ask you this,
Mm.
artist person.
Mm.
You're more of an artist than I feel I am.
No, we're
And
all
I
artists.
heard
Yeah.
that putting things on a page in threes is
Yeah.
very pleasing.
Yeah. In basically uneven amounts. Doesn't just have to be three. It could be five, seven. But as long as supposedly the brain prefers uneven amounts over even amounts. So
Oh,
if you have like, if you don't know, let's say you have strawberries that you include or something in a painting,
yeah.
then use three instead of four or
Why
five.
is that, do you
I don't
think?
know. It's just the brain thing, apparently. It's just
Wild.
yeah, something about it is more interesting to the brain than even amounts.
Huh. And yet we did two circles because we only have two hands.
Yeah, but that wasn't artistic, was it?
No, that's right.
That was just about expression.
That was
That wasn't
about
about
feeling.
making, that wasn't a compositional choice.
No, that's more in the somatic realm of
Yeah.
what heals our bodies.
Exactly. And that's why, so as I always say when I teach, it's like, all these rules, they're cool and it's really good to learn them, but you can also break them and play around with them.
Yeah.
So sometimes do put I like to say like, oh, this is the rule of thirds and this is blah, blah. But now what we try to is do exactly the opposite to what the rules are and see what you think of it and how it feels in
Ooh,
your system. And if you actually like it, maybe you prefer it. Like, I think it's great to learn the rules, but also to try and learn to break them and play around with them and see if you actually like them because just because it's a rule doesn't mean it's hard and fast. You know what I mean?
yeah. Speaking my language.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's many paintings that have equal amounts of a certain element and it works. Do you know what I mean? But
Yes.
it's just sort of as a I don't know, something to know in the background. If you ever look at your own painting and think, I don't like how that looks. Oh, maybe if I took that banana away and that fifth banana away, no, that fourth banana away. I don't know, you
Right.
know what I mean? Like it's just something to know. Like keep it in the back of your mind.
I would love to learn more rules like that. Oh my goodness. I just found a little picture that I am going to put on here. Look at her.
Jeez, that's a lovely picture.
She is lovely. The process of making without a goal really, really, I really love it.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I end up disappointed. But I find if I keep going, just keep going until something happens artistically. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, I think it just depends. So if you're, if you are making for the sake of expressing and just healing, then really everything goes. But if
Good.
there's a part of you also that's hoping for some sort of outcome that you want to, I don't know, that you like, you could be more, you could bring it both in, right? You could use what we just discussed, those rules, and think about, oh, okay, what might compositionally work if you know those things. It just depends on really what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
I quite like doing both. I enjoy when I make something that I like in the end, but it's not the be all end all. So I'll
No.
do both. You know what I mean? Like I often, what I tend to do for myself in journals is I'll make a face and then I think, oh, this is really pretty. I like it so much. And then on the left hand side of it, I'll just be like messing around and writing crap and just doodling and doing things that aren't sort of aesthetically pleasing per se. So I might combine it, and then both the sides of me are pleased with what I've done.
Yes.
But it just really depends on what you set out to do, what you want
I
from
find I
the
make the
process.
worst art when I set out to make art look good. I
Yeah,
just
that
get so
is, yeah,
uptight.
yeah, you have to be careful with that for sure. I also say to people, like, try and focus on the process of creation. Otherwise, you get so stifled and really rigid by your own process because, like, oh my God, I made a mistake. And then you get really, uh, you can get really, really stuck in that.
In the critic.
So, yeah, and the critic, exactly. And sometimes if you just go, well, I'll see what happens and I'm just going to try and do this, often you make nicer art because you're not so worried about it. Did I ever tell you my story of I may have done the story of when I basically nearly gave up on painting entirely?
Tell me.
Well, so in my early 20s, I used to paint a lot. Well, I've painted my entire life, but I was really like, I lived in London in a tiny flat and I painted loads. And at some point, and I loved the painting process, but all the outcomes, I despised what I made. I hated what I made. And I thought, and because I equated my own self-worth to what I made,
Yeah.
it became a proper problem because I just hated, if I hated my painting, I hated myself.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was
I
awful.
relate to that.
Yeah, so it was so bad that at some point I was like, "Damn, you're kind of ruining your life by being this way. So maybe you should stop painting."
Huh.
And it was so bad that behavior, that sort of conclusion that I drew each time, that I decided I was gonna stop painting. I was not gonna paint ever again.
Oh my
And
God.
so I said, all right, fine, I'm going to stop painting and I'm going to do one final date with art. It was very dramatic. I had set myself one afternoon a date to finish the just to end my relationship with painting. I was going to do one final painting and that was it and then done. And then because I knew that was my final painting, I was never going to paint again. Genuinely, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
My whole relationship with that session changed. So I had no pressure. I had no, I must look good.
Oh,
I just had
great.
this thing of, okay, I'm just going to paint because I love painting, but I hate the outcome. So I'm just going to do that. And then I liked the outcome for the first time in
Oh
forever.
my gosh. Do you remember
I
what it
know.
was that you
Yeah.
painted that day?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah.
What
I
was
have,
it?
I can, I certainly, I have a photo. It was just a face of a bald girl, actually, and the colors worked and the face worked, and I just liked what I made, and I was so kind of astounded by it. I was like, oh, okay, so if I don't put so much pressure on myself during the process of it must look good and this and that, I make different stuff. And I like the outcome. Now, I often say I want to say that. And since then, I've only made paintings I like. That's not true.
No. Is it
That's not the
ever?
story.
No.
But at least I didn't stop painting. I continued with it. And I decided not to give up on it. But I've struggled
Oh.
so much with painting paintings that I liked, and if I didn't like them, then I hated myself, but really hated myself, and not euphemistically. I would be depressed for weeks if I made a painting that I hated. So yeah, so I
Oh.
understand and relate to that what people go through as well. It's not fun. So yeah, so I agree with you that it's better to paint without sort of hoping for an outcome, but then it's also I think some structure and some kind of knowledge and some sort of like knowing, okay, if I place this compositionally there, it might look better. But then do that really loosely. Do you know what I mean? Like not
Yeah.
in a sort of desperate way. And it's a fine balance to kind of achieve, to be honest. It's not so easy. I mean, and I've now been sort of painting for, I mean, since I was young, but really seriously for, um, I'd say since 2000. So. it's been a very long, arduous journey to come to a point where you're like, I mean, I still have moments where I'll make a paint and I go, I can't even believe did you exist. You know what I mean? Like, like where I'm so
Yeah.
angry about something I've made. But it's much less terrible than it used to be. I even teach something called the artist journey, which is this is called I call it the courage to fail. Do you know? Have you seen me teach
Oh,
that?
that's
I'll
nice.
share this. I'll share this. If people are watching, I'll put the PDF in there. But it's basically where I tell people what happens tends to happen. Basically, what I mean is I say to people, particularly if you're not liking your own paintings and you kind of hate it and you're upset about it.
Yeah.
I talk about the importance of being okay with making art that you hate and then being okay with it, not hate yourself and then go, not going to do it anymore. Because you will make initially, you will just make paintings you don't like. That's just normal. But people
Right.
very quickly think that they must be able to make masterpieces, which is really unfair because if you're learning French or maths, no one is expecting you
Right.
to
To be
learn to be able
fluent
to
in the
speak
first
French.
5 minutes.
Exactly. But with the art somehow there's something different going on. So I explain to people that the process is this. You have sort of these phases where initially you hate pretty much all your work and you need to kind of be okay with that and keep going. And it's a particular phase and that phase will last depending on how often you practice. And then the second phase, you'll start to like maybe what 20% of your paintings and the
Yeah.
other stuff you still don't like. And over time, the percentage of the paintings you like just becomes higher and eventually you find yourself liking 80% of what you make and 20% you're not so happy with, and so you just
Oh,
need to sort of keep going, and how you get to a point of liking most of your work is by doing a lot of work. So people also think that, oh, I've done one lesson and now I should know how to make art, but actually it's like with anything. Learning a language takes a long time. Learning, maths or whatever, it takes a while. You
oh,
can't just hope for making masterpieces within 6 months of having started. I mean, some people obviously can if they are like, especially talented or something. But so yeah, so there but what is so important is to have the courage to make stuff you don't like and keep going because that's how you learn.
I love that.
If you don't make anything, you don't learn anything. Even if you make stuff you don't like, and it can be. I am the most knowledgeable on how awful it is to make stuff you don't like. I'm absolutely there. I know how it can feel and you just go, oh my God. But somehow, the funny thing I also say is like, I didn't, because people go, oh, but you continue. Yeah, not because I was so brave, really. I couldn't stay away. I just liked art so much and I just felt compelled.
Yes.
I just couldn't, I found it really hard not to try again and again and again. And just, I was a masochist, basically. I just came back for more self-hatred. But eventually, more and more art, I was like, oh, that's actually quite good. Or I learned things. Like if you paint a face and suddenly you learn about highlights, like just such a detail, like highlights, they
Yeah.
can make a massive difference to
Oh,
what
yeah.
what your face looks like. But these little details you need to just learn about that. For the longest time, I made faces without highlights, and I didn't realize that if I added highlights, it was going to be incredible. That's the thing. And you also need to be willing to learn from others. I was very stubborn. I was like, I will learn this myself, like not
Hmm.
wanting to learn from others, those sorts of
Yeah.
details. But you need to know yourself a little bit because everyone has their own rebellious bits. And
That is
anyway,
true.
I've been talking for too
Funny.
long now. Now you talk.
I love listening to you talk. I love that. It reminded me of a story of well, not a
The
story, a
talkative girl.
happening.
Okay.
This woman was a cousin of a good friend of mine, and she had always told me about her cousin who was an artist.
Yeah.
And anyway, this woman came to stay with her, and she struggled. I knew she had struggled with mental health issues, and which is not, don't we all?
Yeah.
I got that. I thought, okay, she's probably a very interesting person then. Anyway, she came to stay, and my friend invited a couple of us out to her place to look at this woman's art. She had been there kind of working on some of her pieces. And I don't think I've ever been so gobsmacked by someone's art as I
Yeah.
was the day we went there.
Hmm.
The pieces were probably 8 to 10 feet tall.
Oh my God.
And they were all of Elizabethan women and
Wow.
oil paintings.
Yeah.
And they were absolutely breathtaking.
Mm.
I was just mesmerized. And then my friend told me that her cousin, the artist,
Hmm.
just could never get to a point where she felt like
It was good
it's
enough.
good enough.
Yeah.
And so she just would never do anything with these fantastic pieces. They were never, ever enough. And it kind of was that, like, what is that saying about the great is the enemy of the good or something like
Yeah.
good, better, best, never let it rest till your good is better and your better's best. Like
Exactly.
that sort of the tyranny of perfectionism and how much it can ruin the
Yeah.
creative process, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because, here I am. I'm done another collage. I love my collages because of how they feel to me
Yes.
more than anything. I love
Yeah.
the way they feel. But
Yeah.
what I also have loved is getting a little lesson from the likes of you on how to tie it together. One thing you did teach me in one of your classes
Yeah.
is to tie collage together with some paint
Yeah.
so that it kind of blends more. So I am going to do that right now.
Did I teach you that where? On which class?
I don't
Was it me?
know.
Are you sure
I've
it was
done
me?
so many of your
Okay.
classes that I just remember braring over things when I
Oh,
thought,
sure, sure. Yeah, because the collage, when I do collage, for me, collage is very much often background or part of layering. I don't tend to, well, unless it's paint over collage, well, even that, it means that the collage becomes part of the background or a
yeah, I'm the
springboard, if you like.
opposite. My collage is the
Yeah.
foreground.
Yes, that's right. So I'm not very good at doing collage as a foreground at all. I don't know how to create, I don't know, collage that because there's collage artists that do that, don't they?
I
That
like
do.
to weave the story together through the pictures I pick and then ask myself all the way through, like, what does this mean? And what does this say to me? And how do these pieces go together? And that's what I like to do.
Yeah,
Like
nice.
I've got this woman who's artsy and quirky, which is kind of how I feel today in my studio. And then I saw the bathtub and I thought, that is the symbol to me of ultimate in getting through hard times, going
Mm.
like not the bath per se, but the
Yeah,
idea of self-care and love and nurture. And then I
yeah.
just put them all together. And these pumpkins, it's Canadian Thanksgiving here this weekend, which is why I'm off today. And last night at our Thanksgiving dinner, my daughter, we had a couple people, three people over for dinner, and my daughter went and got these tiny pumpkins.
Hmm.
They're like tiny, teeny tiny ones, and we all had one and we put them all out because I don't know if other people get this way, but I get quite anxious when I have people over.
Yeah,
I get nervous about what to talk about and how to make small talk. And it's so stupid. I don't need to, but I just do. But I find having something to do. We
yeah,
put these pumpkins out and we all got on Pinterest and looked up what we wanted to paint. And it made it so comfortable.
yeah. Nice.
And so these little pumpkins showed up in my collage things here.
Wait,
And they
yeah,
have their place in my
yeah.
in
So
my
for you,
theme of
you're using a
things.
lot of like representation of feelings and experiences and symbols in your collages.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
nice.
sometimes it's the only way I can get in touch with what's going on inside me.
Yeah,
And I think that is my trauma because it gets so disjointed inside and I can't
yeah,
find the narrative to
mm,
explain what's happening in me.
yeah,
Collage lets me make this narrative.
yeah. Like a story of what happened.
Hmm.
I think that's really great that you've got that, found that through collage.
Yeah,
That's the art therapy concept as well, isn't it? It's a little similar to when they
yeah,
do play therapy,
that's
where
right.
they use the sandbox or the shapes of the characters or the toys, these sorts of things where they can then almost speak your story or
That's right.
you process your story through the symbolism, the symbols of and what they can represent. I like that. Yeah.
And one of the other principles of art therapy, which I found to be so captivating over the years, is the idea that art is a direct line to our unconscious.
Yeah. And right
So
brain, I think. Yeah.
it
Yeah,
comes
right
out
brain.
on the page
Yeah.
as a sort of depiction of what's going on at a soul level for us.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that too.
And I'm going to finish with I feel like I want to put some bold words on here. So I am going to get a marker to do that.
Cool. Go for it.
I've learned about organizing my supplies, which I'm not good at. I've learned through the person I hire to organize my supplies to put all my black markers in one kind of holder because I'm always looking for them, you know?
Yeah. I've got sort of a semi-organizational thing going on. It sort of works. I do have all my markers in one place and my pencils in one place.
Dry erase. That's not what I need. This is, oh, dry. I need, here we go. What is the word going to be?
I don't know. What is it going to be?
Huh.
Oh,
Well, I'm going with what's come up, even though I don't 100% understand it. I'm just going to go with it. Ooh, still wet.
chemical.
Chemical release
Oh,
is
interesting.
what is, so much of what happens in the body when we're stressed is chemical.
Yes, that's true.
And I didn't realize that I have not been releasing it. I've been covering it, I've been suppressing it,
Mm.
I've been soothing it or ignoring it, but I have not
Mm.
adequately been releasing it. And I think that's what I feel today doing this. Even that little, 3-minute window of just, I could feel myself allowing it to kind of come up and almost peak and then subside. And the subsiding felt so good.
Yes. So if you look at my one, can you see my one at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah, there's two swallows there.
Yes.
We're going to do three instead.
Okay. Let's see how
See
that
what you think.
changes
See
it.
what you think of the difference. So two feels, I don't know why, but that would also be my natural instinct that two is a little incomplete or somehow. I don't know. Even to my own self, you see, even if it wasn't a rule,
Yeah.
like I want something else there. Just felt sense-wise, I would want a third or more.
Huh.
So I don't know if you feel that. Like, like if you just feel your way into a painting and go, what's missing or what does it
Yeah.
feel right? It's that kind of thing. So I want a third one in
I
there.
went to art therapy school for a while, and one of the things that we were taught when we were processing someone's art is if they put something on a page like swallows,
Mhm.
um, we would ask them to count them, and then does that number represent anything in their life? And I
That's it.
can't tell you the number of times, when they're not doing it on purpose the way you
Yeah,
are now,
yeah.
number of times it was sort of people always started by saying like, no, I don't think so. And then they go, oh, there's 4 members of my family. Oh, there was
Yeah.
3 children. And it was always so like magical to,
Interesting.
and that's what I mean by the soul or the unconscious does so much talking through art.
Completely, completely.
Okay, let's see. Yes, you're right. It does. It is.
It works better
It
somehow. You can put
does.
them, don't have to put them all near each other either, necessarily. It could be like that. It's kind of cool. Also, I'll give you another tip. So if you're making abstract, but I'm doing abstract today, quite abstract-y stuff, or with anything really, not just abstract, but to look for value contrast. Now, I don't know how much that goes with Clash, but value contrast is about darks and lights. So, quote unquote, right? We're trying not to be about the outcome and all that. But if you remember in your mind, like while you're making happily without it being about making amazing art,
Yeah.
if you think about having some darker areas and some lighter areas, that will also, the brain likes that when there's darker
Oh,
areas and lighter areas. And if you squint your eyes,
yeah.
you will see more easily where your darks are and where your lights are.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Yeah.
just doing that right now on your page.
Right, yeah, and I just added that
Cool.
black bit there. You see that? And it does something quite dramatic. And you don't want to overdo it. I'm not just, and when I say value contrast, I don't just mean black. It doesn't have to be dark black. It needs to just
Right.
be darker. The other thing that the brain likes is variation in mark making. So what you're doing right now is really cool, where you're having writing. You see how that if you don't think of it as writing, but just types of marks are very
Yeah.
different to color blocks. So if you
Hmm.
combine writing with bits of color blocks and a little bit, so if we have this collage here, which is a pattern here, you see like on my one, and the music scores, that's why I like that. So you kind of you don't want to overdo it. If you well, again, it depends, right? And when I say you don't want to overdo it, I'm talking about generalized rules. While remember that for me, art is about does it make you happy? You know, but if you
Mm.
talk about I want to sell this or I want to I want to please the masses or I want to get likes and loves and stuff, then you might want to really think about all these rules and then how are you going to speak to most brains, if you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my thing is mostly how are you? Do you like what you're making? Are you enjoying the process? Then stick with that. If you need to be commercial about it, it's different again. You see what I mean? That's the other
Yeah,
thing. And if you're doing art for healing, is a different story again. I feel like
it
it just
is.
depends on what your motivation is and what you're setting out to do. But basically, one of the rules to make quote unquote good art, quote, I really want to emphasize quote unquote, is to alternate, to have some interesting value contrast, to think about composition, having if you have elements on the page to have uneven amounts and also a variety of mark making. So contrast in mark making. So you don't just only have soft shapes, let's say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have some sharper shapes, let's say, or uh, you don't want to. But if you overdo that, it can be too overwhelming. So you don't want to go over the top with that either. And then the more you play around with all that and try things out, I always say to people, you should definitely have an art journal where you practice stuff. Try it out. Don't just start your painting and go, this is going to be a masterpiece, so I have to really work hard on this being a masterpiece. No, just go, I'm going to see what happens when I put black there. I'm going to see what happens when I put pink there. And then, oh, my brain or I don't like that. So I'm going to remove the pink now. I'm going to go over it with white. Like layer like there's no tomorrow and correct yourself. Like, so a lot of the time people think that when you paint or you make something that you're not allowed to uh, correct yourself or change it.
Right.
They'll think I've now put that mark there and I should
You have
commit to
to
that
go
mark.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, if you just go, oh, I did that, but I don't like that. So okay, use some white gesso or some white paint and just remove that. Like I
Whatever.
did this painting yesterday or 2 days ago, or painting. It's a little just a little abstract thing. This here. And this went through loads and loads of changes. So
Mm.
there's pink under here, there's black under here, and I was like, no, I don't like that. And I'm just sitting there watching a TV show while doing it. And
Yeah.
I could still make changes to it, but I quite like this whole thing. I quite like. I enjoy this now. But underneath there were loads of other layers. Don't think that you can't make changes. Just keep going. Just
Yeah.
until you're happy. But it's funny because I used to think that as an early. Also, I used to think, oh no, I'm wasting all this paint. When I
Right.
used to go to art school, I used to say to my teacher, I don't want to waste this paint, and he looked at me like I was crazy.
Oh my
He went,
gosh.
"What?"
Have I ever told you when I went to art therapy school,
Yeah,
they they talked about that. They said when you work with adults and children,
yeah,
depending on their sort of growing up life, they will have an aversion to using the materials. They
yeah.
might have been taught about wasting or
That's right.
using too
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
and especially people with sort of attachment wounds around not being enough or
Mm,
that kind of thing. And she used to say to people when they came in, she said, make sure you have all the materials set out and then tell them they have to use it all up because after today, it's all being carted away.
right.
And it would free up people's inhibitions around
Yes, nice.
this.
And then they would
Oh, I
just use
love
it all.
that. And they just use it and they forget to kind of worry
Yeah.
about that. But also, I think it on a deeper level heals that part of us that thinks we're not worthy of
Yes, of
all
art
the
supplies or
goodness.
all. Yeah, that's right. It's beautiful.
I thought it was beautiful. I never
That is
really
really
saw one.
nice. Yeah, that's great.
I really
Now,
love
okay,
this printing. I really don't love it. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not.
you don't love what bit?
I don't love this printing here.
Oh, I quite like that chemical release. I mean, anyway,
Okay, then I
but it's
will.
up to you. It's a strong message.
It is.
With art supplies now, I'm like, oh, okay, I need to buy more white again. It's that sort of thing. It's not. There's just no more inhibition around using paint.
Yeah.
If I need to go over things, I keep doing it. I've honored the swirl, the circle thing. Do you see this here?
Yeah.
I deliberately kept it because that was the starting circle thing.
Yeah.
I somehow want to keep it as an honoring for the starting point.
Hmm. I was
Something
just
like
putting
that.
my traditional swirl on here. I can't seem to make anything without putting this on, which I love. I feel like I need a sticker or two. I need to just grab.
I'm thinking about how to place these swallows. Swallows, I love swallows so much. They're my favorite bird.
I have some sticker letters, which I'm not sure I like. You know what I wrote on here? I did that technique where you write without stopping,
Yeah,
like you join all the words together
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
make it so then you can't really read it, which makes it more private.
yeah.
But I decided to write out all of the things that were happening in me in that 3 minutes and imagine
Oh,
them
no.
going into the water of the bath.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. Oh, lovely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's again
Okay.
beautiful symbolism. Yeah, that you do that. Yeah.
Here's one. Oh, creativity takes courage. I like that. It
Yeah,
sure does, doesn't it?
yeah, totally. Well, back to that thing of particularly if you judge yourself for what you make, then you do need the courage. Because
Yes.
you'll be afterwards going, oh, I hate it, I hate myself, that stuff. But in the end, I try to just help people reframe it. Like if you make something and you're not quite happy with it, what have you learned then? So you've
Yeah.
learned now that if you put that white there or whatever, then you learn from it as well. And it's a very valuable part of growing and really starting to understand the materials and stuff, the supplies. And if you keep going, eventually, you start to go, oh, I get that now. I get that now. I
Yeah.
see that now.
You know, I don't know if you ever find this, but I always find when I have stickers, I can never make the word I want to make.
Oh, right. You mean the
Um,
wordy? Oh, yeah, yeah, because you've already used the
I've
letters
already used
before.
them, but I
You
am
need
going to
more
use,
ease.
I always run out of E's,
Yeah, you
but
need more ease usually
I'm
in
going to
English.
use
Yeah.
this M and turn it around and it'll be a good enough E. How about that?
Yeah, you could do that. Nice. That's cool. It's always like that, isn't it? You use up the ease too much, don't you?
Well, I feel good for now about this.
Yeah, good. I'm nearly there as well. I'm going to do a bit more afterwards, but I have it in a state that I like it in. I like the swallows.
Shall
I'll do
we
some writing on here and
turn
yeah.
our cameras back to us and say farewell
Yeah.
for today?
Yeah, if I just can if you just let me glue these swallows down and then I can do it.
Yeah, it takes me a minute to turn myself around so I'm not upside down. There we go.
There you are. That's fun. Let me just do this and then I'll
I love the pink and black and white. And I love that piece of paper that you found to
this
put on
yeah,
there.
I think
Yeah.
that's nice. Nice and adding a bit of gold and
Remember when people wallpapered everything?
yeah.
I miss wallpaper.
That's 70s, isn't it? Is that sort of
I don't
70s?
know. I guess it was.
I don't know when they did
And
that.
beyond and before that, I feel like I would like to wallpaper something in my house. Doesn't
Right.
seem like a thing anymore.
I don't, yeah, I wonder if you know, there is still wallpaper, but not so, it's not so common. People have more like white walls or something, don't they,
Yeah,
nowadays? That sort of
everything's
thing.
white.
Right, I'll finish that little thingy after. I also change myself back.
Now I have the absolute pleasure of peeling glue off my fingers.
Yeah, that is fun, isn't it? I have the
Oh,
same.
so good. Okay, well, where are you at?
Yeah, I'm good. I enjoyed our session, chatting, arting, processing. I thought it was really good.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm going to do a bit more art on this afterwards.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
So before we go,
Mhm.
what have you got coming up? Have you got anything up and coming that you'd like to share with our audiences?
Well, for anyone who is a therapist out there, I have a community called Therapist Sanctuary where we come together and it's kind of a combination of supervision and a lot of love for therapists so that we look after ourselves. And that's at therapistsanctuary.com. And I do have a series on my website that's for sale called Heal at Home. And it's
Right.
6 sessions. You can buy them individually or together. And they're all art combined with meditation and um, a theme, like 1 week's about anger and 1 week's about shame. And so people can find that on my website at holistichealingcounseling.com.
Wonderful.
Hmm. And you?
Yeah, I want to
What are you
let
up
people
to?
know about a year of magic and fairy tales, which I think
Yes.
last time we spoke, I also mentioned it then as in like it was a secret, and then I was only letting you know. That's
Yeah.
how long ago it was that we spoke.
Yes. And now it's a thing. It's out there.
Yeah, so we have just finished running. Well, what today is today? Tomorrow is the last day that we're finishing the taster sessions.
Oh,
But for those of you who've missed it, we'll be rerunning it in December. So you get a replay
okay.
in December if you missed that. But you can also basically join a year of magic. So next year I'm going to do a year-long course called A Year of Magic and Fairy Tales, which is art all based around the theme of magic and fairy tales. And so the taste sessions have been really, really fun, and I really look forward to starting that up in January. So anyone wants to check that
Sounds
out,
good.
look at the links below. We'll have Jen's
Yeah.
info in the links and mine as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Thanks for
So
being with me today and for struggling through. And that is symbolic of our lives, probably, right? Like it's so worth it when we just stick at it. Stick
yeah,
with it.
we managed to do it without
We
loads
did.
of internet hiccups and stuff.
And I hope everybody
Yeah.
at home enjoyed and
Yeah. Thank
I
you
wish I
for.
could see everybody's, what they make, but that's
Well, I mean, I have a Facebook group, Willeming and Friends, so they are
put
welcome
it
to
on
post it
there.
there. Yeah, please share your work if you do anything. And if I think you're part of that one, Jen.
Yeah,
Just
I
tag
am.
Jen and myself in the Facebook group if you want us to have a look. We'd love to see it.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye for now, everyone. Bye.